I want to quickly talk to you about how to get business credit for your LLC. And in today's conversation, I want to give you the latest hacks that you need to really apply right now if you are trying to get business credit for your limited liability company. So here are the steps I really want you to pay attention to. The first thing you want to do here is that you need to actually get from your state authorities the official confirmation that your LLC is organized. In other words, simply saying that, I have an LLC. Yes, but you need to make sure that you receive a certificate of good standing from the state authorities that shows that, hey, listen, your LLC is indeed organized in the state and that your LLC is actually in compliance with all the rules and regulations that revolve around your LLC, the economic sector, and the state itself. So make sure, again, when we talk about registering your business, it's not just about, hey, I have an LLC. A lot of folks say that, I have an LLC. That's kind of fine, but you need to make sure that you receive official documentation from the state that you are indeed are in LLC in good standing. This is going to be very important because when you start applying for business credit, the banks and the credit unions, among others, might ask for this specific confirmation. Once you get the confirmation from the state, you want to actually get an EIN also. It's very important to think about your EIN. Your EIN is your employer identification number. This is actually the number that you can actually use to actually acquire business credit. And it's not really that complicated. You can get an EIN from the IRS website real fast, and it takes about 10 to 15 minutes. In some cases, it can be even faster. So 5-10 minutes, that's it. And if you don't have time or you have no idea what I'm talking about, you can actually just ask a third party, so like an LLC formation service, to actually get the EIN for you. You might have to pay them extra for that, for the service, but they can do it for you, not a problem. So the second thing you want to do here is you want to actually apply for a business credit with Dun & Bradstreet. So the first thing is you want to register your business and get an EIN. Then you need to apply for a business credit with Dun & Bradstreet. Now, Dun & Bradstreet DNB is not a bank, is not a credit union, it's not a lending institution. But what you do is you need to get something called a DUNS number. So a DUNS number is really important because that's what's going to be an important element when it comes to tracking your business credit score, your paydesk score. Very, very important. Okay, boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. We are going to have a very enriching conversation today. So once you have your DUNS number, it's now important to register your business with business credit bureaus. If you try to really get business credit for your LLC, you need to actually register your business with Dun & Bradstreet, with Experian Business, and also Equifax Business. See, the thing is, you're not the only player. You're not the only business they track, but you need to actually make sure that you identify yourself with them, at least initially. Okay, so what you do is you have to go to dunandbradstreet.com. And once you get your DUNS number, you want to start providing information about your business credit. Let's say right now, do you have some business credit? Do you have some net 30 accounts that nobody's reporting to the credit bureaus? You can self-report too. You can report to the credit bureaus and say, you know what, my LLC has some business credit that is not currently in my credit file, and I would like to have them in my credit file. But they might ask you for paperwork though, so you need to actually prove that what you're saying is indeed the truth. But yeah, so what you do is that the process is totally different though. When you talk about Dun & Bradstreet versus Equifax Business versus Experian Business, they have a different process. You might have to pay for the service because basically they're helping you. They're helping you establish a business credit for your LLC. You need to establish a business credit file. That's where everything starts because once you have the file, then people start posting transactions into that data. Okay. Sometimes it's important that it takes about 30 days for you to actually get set up in terms of business credit, but you need to have that business credit file. So the step number 3, don't forget, you need to register your business with all the business credit bureaus. And at least you have 3 important ones: Dun & Bradstreet, you have Experian Business, and Equifax Business. For Dun & Bradstreet, the whole thing is free. Experian Business, they might charge you $50 to $75. For Equifax Business, it's around $45, and because they want you to also have a credit account with them. So you might need to have this. You might need to pay this on a monthly basis. And this is kind of cool too, because think of it as an investment. So you need to track your business credit score from the first day of the month to the 30th of the month. And what we tell our clients to do is that every month just the last day of the month, just look at your business credit file to see what's in there. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to get business credit for your LLC. The next thing you want to do here is, if you want to get business credit for your LLC, is to open a business bank account. And this is an important element because, first of all, for several reasons. Number one, you need to have an EIN to open a business bank account. That's number one. Number two, when you open a business bank account, you are able to officially start separating your personal affairs from your business affairs. So you are distinguishing your LLC away from your personal affairs. This is number two. Number three, you are able to start building a relationship with the bank that can become later on your lender. You never know, right? Especially if you have if you pick a large bank, even small banks can lend too. But the cool thing is, you want to have a business bank account so that you can start actually establishing a relationship. You can start having money coming in and money going out. So you can establish a history here, and you can actually parlay that history later on to actually get to get business credit for your LLC. You can get a business line of credit, you can get a business loan, you can get a business credit card, you can get all kinds of business credit, all forms of business credit with that bank or that credit union. As a matter of fact, you can also, right now we have some fintechs such as Bluevine, which are not really banks nor credit unions, but are online lenders. But they also offer business bank account, and then you can later on lend, you can borrow from them and get a business line of credit in the case of Bluevine. So open a business bank account and also try to get a business credit card if you can. The cool thing is, if you open a business bank account, try to get a business credit card from the same bank. Don't try to go to another bank. Don't open a business bank account at Bank of America and go to Chase and say, you know what, I want to have a business credit card for my LLC. No. You open a business bank account with Bank of America. You also open an LLC business credit card. Apply for a business credit card with Bank of America. So you keep everything in the family. So this is kind of important because all those big banks, they have loyalty programs that are meant to actually make sure to retain clients and keep clients coming and keep clients actually expanding the scope of business they have with the bank. So this is something that's good. It's good. It's a win-win for you. It's a win for you. It's a win for the bank also. This is really great. And so your LLC will start building business credit real fast. The thing you need to do next is that you need to consider borrowing from lenders that report to business credit bureaus. You need to understand, if you have an LLC and you're trying to get business credit, and build business credit in the same time, you need to be a little. You need to segregate the lenders that report and the lenders that do not report. And the thing is, why should you waste your time with lenders that do not report? Because the thing is, if you're trying to build business credit, you're trying to get business credit, you're trying to really have your payday score go up above 80, you need to, like your lenders, your creditors, your net 30 accounts must report your transactional data to the business credit bureaus. If they don't, you don't have a credit file. If you don't have a credit file, you can't actually bump up your payday score above 80. So you want to focus on those lenders that report to business credit bureaus. I'm talking about online lenders. I'm talking about alternative lenders. I'm talking about credit unions. I'm talking about banks. You have to ask the conversation. You want to start a conversation and ask them, do you report? Be very clear from the get-go. Don't try to really don't let them razzle dazzle you. They got to give you a clear answer. If they don't report, you want to move on to the next. You have to have a lender that report. Let me give you an example. Many online small business lenders, including On Deck, Lending Club, and Bluevine, report to business credit bureaus. Okay, so you really want to make sure that they have to see it, and you also want to ask them how often they report to business credit bureaus. Is it monthly? Is it quarterly? Is it once every 2 months? Is it? They have to really let you know. They don't have to, but it really helps for you to know it clearly how to actually strategize your business credit operations. So you know, okay, if I get a loan now, they will report to to the business credit bureaus, my payday score will go up. If I got a line of credit, if I got a business credit card. So at least you're not just doing stuff like, I'm doing stuff randomly. No, you have a strategy, you have a logic, you have a certain logic to follow, and you just follow your logic. And this is it. You're not really trying to really reinvent the wheel. This is how it's been done for ages. Boss, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about how to get business credit for your limited liability company. One thing I want you to do here is if you are trying to get business credit for your LLC, you need to really cherish those creditors that have accepted to lend you credit. Okay. And I'm talking about how do you actually cherish them? Well, you want to pay your creditors on time and early if possible. See, the thing is that if you when you have no business credit, when there is nothing in your business credit file, the very first transactions carry a very significant weight. So basically, if you start the whole conversation with a missed payment in your business credit file, you are actually doomed from the start. This is why from the beginning, you want to make sure that your creditors only report great stuff about you. They can only say great stuff about you. This LLC pays on time. This LLC is reliable. We have a net 45 account with this LLC, and they've never been late. So you really need to find a way. I don't care how you do it. You got to find a way to actually maintain a history of positive payments with the creditors. And this is important because you want to have a clear idea that, hey, listen, if I do this, not only will my payment history be positive, but also I will maintain a great relationship with the creditors. See, the whole thing is if you want to get business credit for your LLC, everything starts with the relationship. Yes, relationship really matters, but then your behavior in that relationship plays an important role also. Your behavior in terms of payment history, your behavior in terms of if there is a problem, you can't make a payment, how do you communicate around that sort of discrepancy, right? So the thing is, if something happens and you are to miss a payment, you want to actually notify the vendor, you want to notify the creditor way in advance. Do not wait until the last day to actually notify them. So let's say you know that your due date is on the 28th. And around the 14th, you have a little problem, and you know that in terms of liquidity, you will not be able to actually pay your bill in full 2 weeks from now. What you do is you contact the lender right now. You want to start the conversation right now, so they're not surprised the very last minute that you can't make a payment. You explain, you contextualize the conversation, you contextualize the whole situation, so that at least you can find something like an advanced sort of strategy way before the 28th of the month. If you want to get business credit for your LLC, you need to also think about establishing trade lines with your suppliers. See, the thing is, right now you probably have suppliers, and your suppliers, you're buying from them. Those could be your online. You can buy stuff from online stores, or you're buying like inventory from some of your suppliers, and they're charging you they're charging you on your credit card, or they're charging you maybe they're giving you net 15, net 30 days. So the thing is, you want to actually officialize the whole thing. So you want to establish a trade line. So let's say right now you have a relationship with a few suppliers, and you're buying from them, and they're charging you pay with credit card or debit card or wire transfers. After a while, ask them if they can give you a net 30 or net 15 or whatever. Right now, they might do a little bit of due diligence to run a background check on your business, do some credit check on your business and yourself, as a matter of fact, because you are the LLC member, your LLC owner. And so they want to know a little bit about you before extending you credit. But you want to establish that, because what will happen here is that when we talk about establishing business credit for your LLC, diversity of the business credit really matters. What do I mean by diversity? Well, the thing is that you need to have several product types. So from revolving lines of credit to credit cards to loans, so business loans, that is, and also net 30 accounts. So the more diverse your business credit file is, the better, because it's going to show lenders and all kinds of stakeholders that you know how to handle all kinds of business credit types. And because if you only have one, let's say you only have installment loans, lenders might be a little skittish and think, you know what, this LLC is good when it comes to installment loans, but can it really handle revolving lines of credit? Can it really handle equipment financing deals? So you really want to diversify here. And so what you want to do is you want to ask your suppliers to establish trade lines with you and with your LLC, and also ask them to report your transactional data to the business credit bureaus, Dun & Bradstreet, Equifax Business, and Experian Business. And this has to be done consistently. It has to be consistent. One thing you need to also really be clear about is that if you're trying to get business credit for your LLC, you want to actually avoid derogatory items on your files. And we're talking about your personal file, but also your business files. So basically your FICO score, your FICO credit report, your personal credit report, and your business credit report. So now we are working on two different fronts. This is what happens if you have an LLC and you do not apply for this for business credit using EIN only. Then you're going to pay attention to your social security number also. And so you want to avoid judgments and liens, those, anything that's derogatory, charge-offs, anytime you do not want to have your account being transferred to collections, all that kind of stuff. No. So, and what will happen here is that if you are able to have the right correlation, if you have a good correlation between your personal credit score and your business credit score, that's going to translate when it comes to your LLC credit score. So you will gradually start building a perfect business credit file for your LLC with the Dun & Bradstreet. So your DUNS number will be associated with positive credit. And what will happen here is that lenders and trade suppliers will start trusting your business name and also your business credit profile, and you will start seeing people actually lending you more. You'll be able to get business credit cards, the best business credit cards possible. You can also get the best business loans possible, and all kinds of credit products. But the bottom line here is that once you start getting credit for your LLC, you need to use the credit wisely, and everything goes back to what I said about budgeting discipline. Okay, budget discipline is really important for your LLC. Make sure that you only can spend based on the amount of revenue that your limited liability company is bringing in. Right? You never want to spend too much, because by doing that, you are not only endangering your financial situation, your liquidity situation, because something were to happen if you don't have enough revenue coming in, you will be actually toast. You will not be able to repay your loans or lines of credit. That's number one. Number two, you do not want to bring up too much, like too high, your credit utilization ratio. Your CUR is an important criterion when it comes to judging whether or not your LLC is credit worthy or not. So be always careful about making sure that you are using credit wisely, and especially if you are like the kinds of contracts your LLC is getting into. Okay, it could be a contract with like regular contract, your net 30 account, net 15 account, net 45 account, or long-term contracts where you have to sign like a multi-year lease agreement, for instance, and where if you do not let's say you do not comply with the rules and regulations or the provisions of that lease agreement, you are basically going to jeopardize your credit profile. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, I was quickly explaining to you how to get business credit for your LLC. And so I gave you the steps you need to really pay attention to. So number one, you want to register your business and get an EIN. Number two, you want to apply for business credit with Dun & Bradstreet. Number three, you want to register your business with business credit bureaus. Number four, you want to open a business bank account. Number five, you want to open a business credit card. Number six, you want to consider borrowing from lenders that report to business credit bureaus. Number seven, you want to pay creditors on time and early if possible. Number eight, you want to establish trade lines with your suppliers. Number nine, you want to avoid judgments and liens. And number 10, last but not the least, you want to use credit wisely. Thank you so much for your attention. God bless you. I'll see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.